Okay, today I want to talk to you about how to use AI to understand books, how to use AI when it is a good tool, and how I use it, because this is something that I've stumbled across recently. This is something I've stumbled across and I've liked because I feel like it's added to my reading. For the most part, I think books are usually pretty good about giving introductions. They're pretty good about giving footnotes and references, but it's so much faster and so much quicker to just type in to AI, what does this mean? What is this reference? Why is this important? What is this symbolizing? And it's also something that you can use to bounce your ideas off of. So like for me, when I was reading Schopenhauer, something I found very helpful was to go to ChatGPT and literally just be like, is Schopenhauer, can you understand him in a Taoist context? And they were like, yes. And I was like, boom, everything clicked. Everything made sense after I did that. So it's like, it can help you formalize your own ideas to deeper your understanding. And this is something that I want to talk about because in my live stream yesterday, someone was talking about a book that they really couldn't understand. And it was mostly because the words were out of print. The words weren't really words that were used, and English wasn't their first language. So because of this, it was a little bit difficult. And I basically suggested this, but even if you're struggling to read a book that like is in your own language, I think ChatGPT could be a very, very good resource. And the reason I say this is because this is how I was really grasping a lot from Ulysses. Ulysses has like a million companion books, a million books that will tell you how to grasp meaning from it. There's a book called The Skeleton's Key. I think it's for Ulysses. It might be for James Joyce's later works, but to me, it's more exciting to figure these things out for my own. For me, it's more interesting to kind of be guided in the right direction and not be told what to think, because I don't like going into things with preconceived notions. So for me, when I found a reference I didn't know, I would be like, who is Parnell? That's a central figure in a lot of James Joyce's works, and I had no idea who he was. And a simple question into ChatGPT gave me the entire context for who this man was, why he's important, why he symbolizes a dying hero myth in Ireland, and why James Joyce continues to talk about him. And it was like little things like this, me being confused on certain parts of dialogue, me being confused if this is reality or if this is fiction or if it's meant to be a blur. Like there's a lot of things that you can ask ChatGPT as you're reading books that is going to really steer you in the right direction. And even when I'm making videos, even before I'm brainstorming ideas, I'm like trying to tie things together. So I think this is going to be a new resource for me, and this is going to be something that I begin to use and try to formulate all of my thoughts, try to formulate my understanding of things that I've been reading. And I think this is something that if you start doing, it's going to help you a lot, because I want you to understand that like AI is here to stay. AI is going to be something that gets better and better and better. And the more you learn to use it now, the more you learn to use it for your benefit, the more it's going to benefit you in the future. It's like compounding interest. The more you understand the capabilities of it today, the more it can affect your future in the future. But I know a lot of people are afraid of AI. I know a lot of people are afraid that it's going to take the jobs. I think it's going to take a lot of jobs, but it's also going to open up a lot of industry for people that are more creative, people that can fill in the gaps, people that can think beyond what a computer can think, because a computer bases everything off experience. A computer cannot come up with anything spontaneously. A computer cannot think of anything through intuition, and this is our greatest gift. And the more we use AI to do the simple stuff like summarize things, give us basic background research, and we use it as our own tool for our own discovery, for our own education, that's how we make the most of it. And I think this is an exciting, fun way to use AI, and I think this is something that I'm going to use more and more and more, and I guarantee you this is going to be something that you see talked about more and more online. And you know, it's also a fun thing to do, because it's cool to compare and contrast your ideas and see if they're correct. Like a lot of the times I'll be talking to ChatGPT and I'll be like, do you think this guy has a similar belief to this person? And then it'll say no, and I'll be like, well, what about in this instance? And then it'd be like, you know what, you might have a good point there. And it's interesting to like test my beliefs against the consensus, because I am not going to go research what the consensus believes about Nietzsche, about Emerson, about anyone that I read is, because I have my own interpretations. But it's interesting to be able to see what the general ideas of things are and compare and contrast them. So let me know if this is something that you're gonna try out. Let me know if this is something that helped. This is something that's helped me, especially when it comes to difficult books like Ulysses. There's not really that many other books that I struggle to read with because a lot of what I read is just philosophy. It's pretty straightforward. But yeah, love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. I'll catch you in the next one.